The lawsuit filed against the Spurs and former Spurs guard Josh Primo will be the hot topic tonight on the Sports Guys. With more on what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's check in with our Greg Simmons.
And that's been the hot topic all week long so far, right? And San Antonio FC is looking for their shot at United Soccer League Championship coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Instead of something being done about it, what instead happened was they continued to call upon her to have sessions with Mr. Primo and, of course, the other athletes.
The Spurs and Josh Primo have been sued by their former sports psychologist, Dr. Hillary Coughlin. The lawsuit claims the former Spurs guard exploded himself 9 times during sessions starting in December 2021. The Spurs dispute the timeline and details of Dr. Coughlin's claims. So where does it go from here, including now a criminal investigation? It's the hot topic tonight on the Sports Guys.
And Lindley directs back out. Manley will put it out wide. Patino into the box. Maloney with it on his feet and puts it in!
No. San Antonio FC faced off against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in the Western Conference Finals at a packed house at Toyota Field to see if they could advance to the United Soccer League Championship tonight. Our Andrew Seeley is there.
Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
And the Houston Astros have won their second World Series title in 6 games against the Philadelphia Phillies, and for Dusty Baker, his first as a manager. It's all part of our Sierra Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram play of the week. All that plus, the UTSA Roadrunners are coming off a double overtime road victory to keep them undefeated in Conference USA, and on a 5-game losing streak. How many more games will the Aggies win this season? Tonight, you decide. Instant Replay is live and is right after the Nightbeat.
And tune in to see if we kick that monitor behind you to make it work.
Don't hit anything, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. See you again in just a little bit. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, Paxlovid is just one of the many treatment options for those battling COVID-19. It's making headlines after a recent study shows the benefits it provides to veterans. We'll break that down for you.
And a high-rise apartment fire leaves more than 3 dozen people injured, including several firefighters. We'll tell you what caused the fire that actually poses a risk to anyone who keeps a particular item in their home.
And we spoke to her just a few months ago after she was shot outside of a Whole Foods. And now we're checking in on her a year later, her recovery and the experience with gun violence as the Nightbeat continues. 1 year ago, a carjacker shot a woman in the face at the Alamo Quarry Market. Alana Castaneda has fought to recover not only physically, but mentally. She shares her story of survival and recovery with the Night Team's Lee Waldman.
My perspective on life has completely changed, because that night I remember being in this limbo between life and death.
That balance between life and death narrowly tipping in Alana Castaneda's favor nearly 1 year ago. On November 2nd, 2021, police say then 18-year-old Julio Cesar Rivera shot Castaneda in the face at the Alamo Quarry Market, all because he wanted her car.
That was the hardest battle. That was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, was just coming in and out of it.
She's been through hours of physical therapy, several surgeries, including one to reconstruct her orbital floor. The mental struggle just as hard.
I feel so happy just to be here with my family still, and that's great. But I do have my moments where I'm maybe why did this happen to me?
Castaneda was touched by what happened in Uvalde on May 24th. She made the journey there to offer support, knowing how it feels to be impacted by gun violence.
Kids do not need to be out here ruining people's lives and taking innocent lives away from families and friends. It's not okay.
The man accused of shooting her is still awaiting trial. Castaneda says it was hard to see him at a court appearance. This past year, she has found comfort in a trauma support group. She hopes sharing her story will help someone else.
If my story can help somebody else out there, whatever they're going through, then everything that I did go through was worth it.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
A fire at a high-rise apartment complex leaves more than 3 dozen people injured and recovering today in New York City. But it's the daring rescue caught on camera that has everyone talking, along with the cause of the fire that's more common than it should be.
Overnight, a daring rescue as fire ripped through a high-rise apartment in Midtown Manhattan. Firefighters used a rope rescue to help a woman hanging out of a 20th-story window, caught on a child safety gate and dangling several hundred feet above the ground.
This is extremely rare type of rescue. We don't do this often. When moments like this happen, there's no room for mistakes.
The crew pulled the woman to safety through a window on the floor below. Other people fleeing to the roof for safety. Officials saying 43 people were hurt, including firefighters and police.
As we were getting closer, the smoke was getting a lot worse, but it was scary. People were screaming.
The cause of the fire, a lithium-ion battery in an e-bike.
This is close to our 200th fire this year, where the cause of the fire is a lithium-ion battery for a micro-mobility device.
Yeah, those fire investigators say lithium-ion batteries cause fires that are especially hard to fight because they can explode and then spread within seconds. Officials believe someone was repairing an e-bike in that apartment building when that fire broke out.
Scary stuff. Now to Philadelphia, where police are looking for multiple gunmen accused of shooting 9 people there last night. Details on the victims still limited, but we do know they range in age from 23 to 40, and 4 of them are in critical condition. Police say multiple gunmen got out of a vehicle at the intersection and fired at least 40 rounds, hitting the victims. Police are still trying to determine a motive and hope surveillance video in that area will help lead to their arrests. Representatives from around the globe gathered Sunday in Egypt to work on more steps in the fight against climate change. President Joe Biden is expected to attend, also with the latest on U.S. efforts. ABC's M. Nguyen with a look at the opening of this year's COP27 summit.
Negotiators from around the globe are now gathering in Egypt at the COP27 summit for talks on tackling climate change.
COP27 must be the place to rebuild trust and re-establish the ambition needed to avoid driving our planet over the climate cliff.
The outgoing chair of the talks said countries have made considerable progress, including setting more ambitious targets for cutting emissions and pledging to phase out the use of coal. But still, the world is on course for more than 1.7 degrees Celsius of warming, far from its goal on limiting global warming.
Friends, we are not currently on a pathway that keeps 1.5 in reach. Inaction is myopic and can only defer climate catastrophe.
Around the world, there have been multiple climate-amplified disasters just this year, leading to more urgency to reduce our influence on Earth's warming before it gets more dangerous.
The heart of implementation is everybody, everywhere in the world, every single day, doing everything they possibly can to address the climate crisis.
This year's negotiations will focus on 3 main ideas: how to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, helping vulnerable countries adapt, and finding money for countries where climate change is causing irreversible harm, a proposal called Loss and Damage.
COP27 must lay the foundations for much faster, bolder climate action now and in these crucial decades, when the global climate fight will be won or lost.
On Friday, President Joe Biden is scheduled to attend the summit, where he's expected to tout his policy wins on climate, including the Inflation Reduction Act, which included historic amounts of money for clean energy and climate programs. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, a new study offering some hope for a treatment of long COVID. Paxlovid, which is already used to reduce the risk of death and hospitalization from COVID-19, also seems to reduce the risk of long COVID. That finding comes from a study of 9,000 veterans who took Paxlovid within the first 5 days of their infection. The VA Health System study shows that the Pfizer antiviral treatment showed a 26% reduced risk of developing several long COVID conditions. Those include heart disease, blood disorders, fatigue, muscle pain, and shortness of breath, among others.
All right, let's take another live look outside here with live cam this Sunday night. Maybe a few clouds starting to move into the Alamo City. It is muggy out there and very humid with all of that moisture that has been able to work its way back into the area. Hopefully, though, today you woke up feeling a little bit more refreshed thanks to daylight saving time that officially ended 2 a.m. earlier this morning. It got dark earlier, too, now because the sun is setting an hour earlier. So today's sunset was at 5:43. By the end of this month, our sunset around 5:35. So we'll continue that trend with the sun setting starting well before the 6 p.m. hour throughout the remainder of the month of November. And as we head into December as well, tomorrow sunrise earlier as well, 6:51 a.m. It will be a cloudy start to the day and damp in spots with some areas of fog as well as a little bit of drizzle. We'll aim to see that cloud cover break up a bit more into the afternoon. Overall, warm and humid is the story this week. But coming up in just a little bit, we're going to get you a look at Tuesday morning's lunar eclipse. Will we be able to see that here in San Antonio? And also a check at the tropics, Courtney.
Thank you, Mia. We'll see you in a bit. Well, he had a promising career that took a devastating turn. We take a look back at the highs and lows of Aaron Carter's life after the break. Tonight, members of the Backstreet Boys paying tribute to Aaron Carter at their concert in London today. The singer shot to fame as a young performer and teen idol. Backstreet Boys member Nick Carter was Aaron's older brother. He was seen in tears during the tribute as his band members comforted him.
Fan tributes continuing to come in as an investigation into the sudden death of Carter is still ongoing after he was found dead in his home yesterday.
ABC's Chris Connolly takes a look at his career, which started back in the early 2000s.
A tow-headed tween to teen dreamboat who enjoyed platinum albums and millions of ardent young fans.
What's it like to be 12 years old and have groupies?
I love my fans. Well, they're not groupies, they're fans.
Singer and rapper Aaron Carter reigned as the little prince of pop in the early 2000s. His wide-eyed innocence boosted by a Sugar Rush cover of I Want Candy in 2000. And 1 year later,
I was hanging at the court just playing some ball.
The cutie pie swag of That's How I Beat Shaq.
'Cause that's how I beat Shaq.
The younger brother of Backstreet Boys mainstay Nick Carter, a 9-year-old Aaron, got his start opening for his brother's group in 1997. Years later, Aaron's Party Come Get It went triple platinum.
Jump on, man, come on.
Forming the single on GMA in 2000. Rising stardom saw him become a generation's entry-level crush.
The girls were outside. They'd be screaming as the bus pulled into the backstage.
He gazed soulfully or buoyantly from endless pages of teen media and become a fixture on such demographically attuned TV series as Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Lizzie McGuire.
Is this yours? Merry Christmas, Lizzie McGuire.
Aaron told me in 2011, I love being a performer and entertaining, and when I can't do that, my world is in shambles. It doesn't work for me.
His recording career would lose its luster, and as he entered adulthood, he'd be overtaken by a myriad of personal and professional crises.
Obviously, his adulthood was pretty troubled. He had rehab stints, he had drama.
Ready for a new chapter, Carter had tweeted back on October 29th. This year has been super tough, but I've learned so much. Thanks for the support, everyone. Speaking for her generation once again, Hilary Duff honored his memory in her remembrance, which she addressed directly to him. I'm deeply sorry that life was so hard for you and that you had to struggle in front of the whole world. You had a charm that was absolutely effervescent. Boy, did my teenager self love you deeply. Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
How many times have we sang happy birthday to you, Tim?
Let's not do it anymore.
We won't do it. I wouldn't sing in front of these people. My voice is not there yet.
Just another day. Just another day.
It's an important day. It's been a fun
It's a day we get to annoy Tim because we love his birthday more than he does.
Apparently so.
Well, it's also been a day, unfortunately,
Yes.
Tim, where it was a little too warm for you out there.
It was.
Yeah, it was a little too humid. In fact, let's take a look at a KSAT Connect picture that actually came in last week, Thursday morning. This was sent in here in San Antonio. A cloudy and lightly foggy start to the day. I think tomorrow morning could look like this just because we do have that humidity in place along with areas of fog that might reduce visibility in spots for the morning drive. We also do have the potential and likelihood to find some spotty showers, some pockets of drizzle push across south central Texas as well. We'll call it about a 40% potential for morning commute time, and then that turns more isolated as we head into the afternoon. Overall, probably a a good idea to take the rain gear with you to work. Send it with the kids to school as well, just because it could be a little damp out there again, especially in the morning hours with cloud cover in place. Morning lows tomorrow morning, significantly warmer than what we woke up to this morning, where we were able to see those morning lows dip down into the 50s across a good portion of the area. I think tomorrow morning we're in the low 70s, a couple upper 60s possible here in the San Antonio area as well. And then after we start to see some of that morning cloud cover break up just a bit, especially into the second half of the day, we see more peaks of sunshine, and then those temperatures start to warm up just a little bit as well. So around 84 is that forecast high once again here in town. And really that warmer than average theme will continue for the majority of the upcoming work week, not just in the mornings, but in the afternoons as well. It is going to be a muggy start. We start off in the upper 60s, and then those temperatures climb into the low 80s each afternoon. Also for your Tuesday, coverage of spotty showers in the morning, probably not going to be as high as what we're expecting to find out there tomorrow, but still it is possible we find some drizzle out there early Tuesday with some pockets of fog, and then it's just warm and humid into Thursday before we see our next front move in just ahead of the upcoming weekend. But speaking of Tuesday, let's back up just a little bit, because a total lunar eclipse actually takes place in the sky before the sun comes up Tuesday morning. November's full moon, the full beaver moon, is going to turn red. The earth passes between the sun and the moon, and then the sun casts the earth's shadow onto the moon's surface, allowing it to change that color to a more red hue. Partial eclipse will begin at about 3:09 a.m. Tuesday morning. Maximum eclipse just ahead of 5 a.m. and then that partial eclipse looks to end at about 6:49. Unfortunately for us here in San Antonio, what we will need to monitor is the cloud cover as of right now, because it is just expected to be pretty muggy out there overnight Monday, and before the sun comes up on Tuesday, we likely will have some of those clouds in place, hindering visibility of that as well. And it will still be plenty muggy, but of course we will continue to monitor that, because that is something pretty cool happening in the night sky. All right, a quick check into the tropics, because yes, believe it or not, it is still hurricane season that officially runs through the end of this month. There are two areas of probable development. High chance out in the Atlantic, a little disturbance in the north central Atlantic that has a 70% chance for development. That is of no issue here to the United States, but this particular disturbance that is pushing across the western portions of the Atlantic, that has a likely chance for developing into a tropical depression or a tropical storm over the next couple of days as it tracks westward. So no issues for us here in San Antonio, but for those along the southeastern coastline, heavy rainfall and some gusty winds certainly possible this week, according to the National Hurricane Center. So we'll monitor that for our friends and family out that way. Until then, here at home, yes, it is humid. It is warmer than average this week, but after that front moves in on Friday, we'll see some of that fall-like air return back into the area. So can't wait.
I was so curious about the beaver moon. I had to that. And
Okay.
I looked it up, and it's apparently this is the time of year when beavers take shelter in their lodges for the cold winter months, and also during the time back in the old beaver moon.
Nice. Tim with all the knowledge.
Yeah, we'll have some movie previews for you next. Seriously.
Like that one.
That one.
I
That's all of our time. Thanks for watching.
An all-new instant replay starts right now.
And it's blocked back to the outside as Cam Lindley directs back out. Manley will put it out wide. Patino into the box. Maloney with it at his feet and puts it in!
Great timing for Connor Maloney to score his goal. It was amazing. We deserved it. We earned it. We were the better team.
Let's go! Let's go! Coach of the year right here.
That is awesome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a brand new edition of Instant Replay. With the Cowboys having a bye week, the Texans falling to Philly on Thursday night football, we focus our attention on San Antonio FC, who fought for the privilege to play for the United Soccer League Championship this season after getting close last year, appearing in the Western Conference Finals. Now they are back tonight before a sellout crowd at Toyota Field to try and take that next step into the title match on game day. But first, they would have to get past the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, the same team that already beaten twice this season, with the third time be the charm in the USL Western Conference Finals, because that right there is what they're playing for tonight. After a scrappy start to this match, defender Connor Maloney, who was starting for the injured PC, suffered 3 broken ribs in their last playoff game, finds him back in the net at the 23rd minute. That's his first USL goal. San Antonio will lead 1-0 at halftime. Let's take it to the 85th minute. Probably the best shot Colorado Springs had all night to equalize the match, but Jordan Farr is there to punch the ball out of harm's way. Now in stoppage time, 101st minute, Santiago Patino puts this one away on the fast break with the goal right between the goalkeeper's legs. San Antonio is moving on to their first USL Championship game and win the Western Conference with a 2-0 victory over the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. With more on this huge win, here's our Andrew Seeley.
SAFC's motto is finish the fight, and they certainly had to do that tonight against a physical Colorado Springs team, but they got that all-important first goal and shut the Switchbacks down the rest of the way en route to their first Western Conference title.
First championship for the club, regular season champions, Western Conference champions. What makes this incredibly special is that we got to celebrate it in front of the best fans in the league, our fans.
These guys are fighters, man. It's been like that all year, and I'm so proud of them. They said I was the man of the match, but that's just not true. We're men of the match. Every guy contributed.
That says everything about our team. Right now we are playing incredible soccer, and I think our defense is outstanding. So front to back, couldn't be happier from this group.
There's one more fight left to finish. That'll be next Sunday right here at Toyota Field at 7:30 p.m., this time with the USL Championship on the line. For Instant Replay, I'm Andrew Seeley.
All right, San Antonio next face Eastern Conference champions, the Louisville City FC, defeated the Tampa Bay Rowdies last night, 1-0 in extra time. Louisville City has been the championship game 4 times, the most in league history. Last time they played in the championship game was in 2019. Louisville City has won the championship twice in franchise history. The last one was in 2018. This will be the first time these two clubs face each other ever, and it will be for the league championship. Here is that matchup at Toyota Field. It'll be next Sunday as well, 7:30 p.m. The championship game will air, by the way, on ESPN2.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Week 9 of the NFL season, it was the 6-1 Bills at the 5-3 Jets today. Check out this run from Josh Allen. Call after that, holding them to just 3 more points for the rest of the game, while New York came back and took the lead with his 28-yard field goal with 1:43 left. Jets win 20-17. Both teams 6 wins on the season. Won a game between the Dogs passing, 3 touchdowns. Fish win 35-32. Miami's now 6-3. Colts at 17 with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Dalvin Cook. Greg Joseph would win the game with a 28-yard field goal with 12 seconds remaining. Vikings take it 20-17. Packers at the Lions. What a interceptions. Jared Goff had 2 touchdown passes, and the Lions end up winning this game 15-9. Green Bay is now day. He scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth, rushed for 109 yards on 26 carries. Kyler Murray was sacked 5 times today. Seattle wins 31-21. Rams and Buccaneers, whereas both teams are out in the fourth to give Jacksonville the lead for good. Jags win it 27-20. Panthers at the Bengals. Hope you had Joe Nixon in your lineup today. The Bengals were up 35-0 at halftime, and a big rushing touchdowns. He also caught a touchdown pass. Cincy wins 42-21. Chargers and Falcons. This is NFL connections to teams from San Antonio area. Of course, the Raiders, Trayvon Mayrig out of Smithson Valley, 2 tackles, 1 solo. For the Seahawks, Tariq Woolen out of UTSA, 4 tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 pass defense. Malcolm Brown back with, you got it, the Rams, 2 carries for 9 yards, 1 reception for 10 yards. Time now for tonight's Instant Replay poll question. Currently on a 5-game losing streak, how many more games will the Aggies win this season? Will it be 3, 2, 1, or none? Vote now. We'll have the results at the end of the broadcast tonight. There's so much more to cover in this edition of Instant Replay. The World Series champs from Houston earn our Play of the Week. But first,
Harris. Oh, he's got a man wide open. It's a touchdown.
The UTSA Roadrunners won another wild game, this time in double overtime. Larry Ramirez has it covered in the College Corner, along with the big numbers UIW put up yesterday afternoon. The best of big game coverage. Has some huge plays going into the first week of the postseason. We'll update 12's Top 12. We'll update you on the high school volleyball playoffs as well. What do you think of the new name for our XFL team, the San Antonio Brahmas? And can the Longhorns win out in the Big 12? The sports guys decide. Plus, we'll discuss the latest in the Spurs and Josh Primo lawsuit when Instant Replay continues live next.